Alright, you lot, gather around, because today we're diving into something that's sure to set gaming world on fire. Have you ever stopped to wonder why it feels like everyone and their nan is watching other people play games instead of picking up a controller themselves? Well, it turns out they are. According to a new report, gamers now spend more time watching videos about games than actually playing them. Madness, right? Or is it? Stick around and we'll unpack what this could mean for future of gaming, big money publishers, and maybe even your own gaming habits. But before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that bollocks. It helps the channel grow and keeps me ranting, which is a public service in itself. Now let's crack on. Right, so let's get this straight. Average gamers spend 7.4 hours a week playing games, but 8.5 hours watching gaming videos. What kind of upside down controller in toaster world are we living in? You're telling me that instead of saving princesses, smashing bosses, or heaven forbid playing objective, we're glued to YouTube, Twitch, and whatever other rabbit hole of content algorithm fancies serving up? Now don't get me wrong, I get appeal. Who don't love a good let's play or cheeky bit of speed running insanity? Watching some legend complete Dark Souls blindfolded while you struggle to beat it with two working eyes is top tier entertainment. But when scales tip this far, you gotta ask yourself, are we gamers or are we just spectators? And it's kicker. Publishers are frothing at mouth over this. According to report, there's untapped potential for game companies to rake in even more cash by bringing these video experiences into their own ecosystems. Translation? They don't want YouTube or Twitch getting that sweet ad revenue. They want it for themselves, wrapped up in microtransactions and paywalls, no doubt. Sounds like a fair deal, eh? But hang on, does this shift in behaviour actually mean no for games themselves? Could it be that people are spending less time playing because games aren't holding their attention anymore? Have we traded deep, engaging gameplay for flashier graphics, loot boxes and grindfest? Or, here's a wild thought, a game so bloated with time-wasting filler that we'd rather watch someone else skip through it all? It's a vicious cycle. Gamers watch more videos, publishers seek dollar signs, they invest in more watchable games to lure viewers, not players. And before you know it, you got market full of glorified cutscenes masquerading as gameplay. Is that where we're headed? Or are we already there? Food for thought, eh? Now let's talk about corporate overlords rubbing their hands together like they've just discovered cheat code for infinite revenue. According to this report, publishers are missing out on buckets of cash by letting platforms like YouTube and Twitch hoover up all that sweet ad revenue. The solution? Drag ad content inside game ecosystem itself. Let me paint you a picture. You boot up your favourite game, ready to dive into some action, but instead of a title screen, you're greeted by ads for next big DLC. Or worse, a curated playlist of official gameplay streams from publishers, complete with kind of commentary that makes drying paint sound exciting. Sound like fun? Didn't think so. But it's kicker. This ain't just about ads, it's about control. Publishers pulled this off. They won't just own games, you know, things you've already paid 70 quid for. They'll want conversation around them too. Imagine a world where all gaming content is funneled through publishers' platforms. No cheeky Twitch streams with your favourite personalities. No YouTube creators giving the brutally honest takes. Just corporate approved fluff with sprinkler sponsored enthusiasm. And you know they'll sell it to us like it's revolutionary. Experience the game like never before, they'll say, while shoving more microtransactions and battle passes down our throats. All under guise of keeping you immersed. Cause no says immersive like a pop-up telling you to buy latest emote, right? Here's what gets me though. Publishers seem to think this is what gamers want. But let's be real for a second. Gamers don't spend 8.5 hours a week watching videos cause they're desperate for more in-game content. They do it cause content outside game is often more entertaining, more creative, and here's the spice a bit, more honest. Watching a YouTuber roast a game's broken mechanics is infinitely more satisfying than slogging through those broken mechanics yourself. So what happens if publishers start gatekeeping that content too? Will it push gamers further away from gaming altogether? Or will it just create a black market or underground, unlicensed Let's Plays? Either way, more they tighten the grip, more the risk strangling the very community they're trying to monetize. But hey, who needs a thriving fan base when you got shareholders to impress, eh? Let's dig into bigger picture, shall we? Report talks about attention economy as if it's some grand revolution. But let's be honest, it's just a fancy way of saying we want all your time and money and we're not afraid to bleed you dry to get it. Think about it. In a world where every app, platform and company is fighting for your eyeball, gaming's just another battlefield. But unlike movies or music, gaming's always had an edge. It's interactive. You don't just watch, you play. Or at least you're supposed to. But if gamers are spending more time watching than playing, that edge starts to dull. Now publishers want to jump on this trend and reclaim video engagement. Translation? They're desperate to keep you locked in their walled gardens. But here's catch. In chasing this, they risk turning gaming into something entirely passive. You know, like telly, but with loot boxes. And if that happens, gaming could lose the very thing that made it special in the first place. And don't think this is just about advertising. No. This is about reshaping industry. Imagine future games being designed not to be played, but to be watched. Long gone are days of intricate puzzles, deep storytelling, or gameplay that requires skill and thought. Instead, we'll get hyper-polished, over-scripted spectacles meant to grab attention of viewers, not players. Take a moment to imagine it. Next big RPG comes out, but instead of questing and exploring, it's just you following a character through a series of cutscenes that might as well be an interactive Netflix show. And saddest part? People will lap it up because it's bingeable, snackable, or whatever other buzzword marketing suits cook up to justify mediocrity. But here's a twist. This could backfire spectacularly. If gaming becomes another passive medium, it stops being a unique form of entertainment. People might move on to something else, maybe VR experiences or AI-generated interactive worlds that don't come with corporate baggage. And publishers? They'll be left holding a bag of forgotten franchises and abandoned cash grabs. Serves them right if you ask me. Big question is, do gamers even want this future? Or are we just being herded in that direction because it's what publishers think will fatten their wallets? Let me know in comments, because I've got a sneaking suspicion it's latter. So here's a million-quid question. Can we, gamers, wrestle control back from publishers and stop this dystopian future from becoming a reality? Or are we just going to sit back and let them turn a beloved hobby into some kind of corporate karaoke machine where only tune we hear is money, money, money? Let's not forget that this whole shift, this obsession with gaming videos, happened because gamers chose it. We decided we'd rather watch someone absolutely wreck a boss fight than spend hours grinding our way there. We wanted unfiltered, honest content, whether that's a streamer losing the rag at a broken game or speedrunner making us question laws of physics. And here's key, we've always flocked to platforms that let us engage on our terms. But what happens if publishers manage to pull us into their ecosystem? It won't be about honest content anymore. It'll be about selling next season pass or hyping up sequel that's 90% DLC leftovers. If we let them, they'll sanitize gaming community until all that's left is glorified infomercial. So what can we do about it? For starters, we need to stop gobbling up every half-baked feature they throw our way. Not every new gimmick is revolution, no matter how shiny trailers make it look. If a publisher starts shoving official video hubs into your favourite game, don't just roll over and accept it, push back. Let them know we're not interested in their monetized echo chambers. And here's another thing. Support creators who built gaming content scene in first place. Streamers, YouTubers, critics who aren't afraid to call out nonsense. These are people keeping industry honest, or at least trying to. If publishers ever manage to squeeze them out, we're all in for boring, corporate-controlled mess. But let's not stop there. Let's demand better games. Games that are worth playing, not just watching. Games that challenge us, engage us, and dare I say it, respect our intelligence. Because if we keep settling for pretty graphics and shallow gameplay, we're handing publishers perfect excuse to keep cutting corners. And at the end of the day, power's in our hands. We demand better, they'll have no choice but to deliver. But if we sit back and let them dictate terms, we'll only have ourselves to blame when gaming becomes as soulless as 5-hour mobile ad marathon. Your move, gamers. If you think I've got it all wrong, or if you've got a spicy tech of your own, drop it in comments below. I want to hear it. Got questions? Fire away. Might even feature them in a video. And before you dash off to your next gaming binge or live stream rabbit hole, do me a favour. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. It helps channel grow, which means more rants, more laughs, maybe even a few actual solutions. I'll see you next time, you magnificent